I finally finished Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. After about 90 hours of just playing the game with its side content, its main story, doing blacksmithing, alchemy, stealthing around and stealing goods, and overall immersing myself in the world of Kingdom Come Deliverance, I finally came to the end of its story. And I was blown away the entire time.
That is impressive.
This is by far one of the best games I have ever played, one of the most immersive games I have ever played. From its in-depth open world to intuitive combat system and cinematic storyline, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is now one of my favorite games of all time. So with all that said, could it be Game of the Year already? With over 2 million copies sold in just under 2 weeks, and basically 9s and 10s across the board, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is easily going to be one of the best games of 2025. But could it be the very best? Could it win that coveted Game of the Year award? It has tough contenders. There's some big games coming out this year. One in particular, which I'm still skeptical if it's actually going to come out. But I think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has a very high chance of being Game of the Year. Here's why.
Chose a different path than I wanted from you.
This game is a beautiful masterpiece of a passion project. Warhorse have outdone themselves with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, to the point where Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 just feels like a tech demo in comparison. Everything has been upgraded in the second game, from the combat to the alchemy, adding new features like blacksmithing, and delivering one of the best storylines in video games. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is one of the best RPGs ever made. It is a beautifully crafted, mechanically masterful open world RPG, and it goes up there as one of the greats, alongside Baldur's Gate 3, Dragon Age Origins, just to name a few. The open world is huge. With its 2 maps that you can explore at different points during the story, they are both filled with side content, from quest lines to activities to Easter eggs and secret hideouts. There is never a dull moment to be found in KCD2's open world. You can spend hours upon hours in Trotsky alone before even touching the Kuttenberg region. I think I spent around 30 to 40 hours in the Trotsky region before even doing the wedding. That's how much content is in this game, and I barely scratched the surface. I know I barely scratched it. There's so much more I need to do, and I will go back and do all of it. I even started a second playthrough today because I just want to experience the story again, go through the game in a different way. And that's another thing too, this game is perfect for replayability. The story has loads of different choices you can make that will change certain outcomes, different playstyles for you to spec into early on. And personally, I'm starting a second playthrough so I can complete all the side content before I finish the story this time around, so I can get that full closure moment when I 100% complete the game. And when that end screen pops up and I finish the main story, I will have known that I have completed one of the most packed full open world RPGs I've ever played. Now, for a lot of people, the combat can be a make or break for this game. You either get it or you don't. Personally, I love the combat system in this game. Dueling with a skilled opponent is both a challenging and gratifying experience. And with the game's many different weapon types, there's so many different ways you can go about combat. You can bludgeon an enemy with a mace. You can shoot at them from afar with a crossbow, or get up close with that very primitive firearm and just blast them in the face. The game obviously offers you a lot of choice in its story, but gameplay wise, there's even more choice to make. From what weapons you want to be using, the different playstyle you want to have, whether you want to stealth around and kill everyone from behind with a dagger, or you want to be up close and personal like a warrior. Perhaps you want to spec into alchemy so you get that really high, so you have strong potions on you at all times to combat any scenario. Maybe you want to craft the best weapons, unlock that Henry tier, and have some of the best weaponry and armor in the game. You can do all of that. There has never been a medieval experience like this, with such immersion and choice choice, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 gives you that opportunity to live out as a peasant to a grand warrior in 1403. It is authentic, immersive, and a joy to explore medieval Bohemia and truly skill up as Henry. The side quests alone are enough to warrant getting this game because some of the storylines are ridiculous.
Don't you dare puke on me. Don't do it.
Some of them are epic. But all of them are worth doing. Every quest in this game has been beautifully written, beautifully crafted, and offers a range of experiences for all different playstyles. So many choices in terms of its dialogue or how you want to complete the quest, whether you want to sneak your way into the bandit camp or go head on and charge at them in a full-on battle. All of that is available to you in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. No side quest or activity feels like it robs me of my time. In fact, it rewards me for my time. It offers me an experience that I thoroughly enjoy, whilst also rewarding me with weapons or armor or coin or experience. And if you're someone that usually steamrolls the main story, you just want to get through it and experience that epic cinematic storyline that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 offers, that's fine, but I implore you to explore and experience its side content because it is some of the best side content in any game, let alone an open world RPG. Devs should look to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as an example of how to fill your open world with worthwhile content, not just a copy-paste watchtower to unlock a new area. Everyone has a 24-hour schedule, so all the NPCs feel alive. They all have their different storylines, their ways of going about their life, which makes it just that more immersive, especially when Henry comes along and either helps or hinders that experience in their life. Every village or town you go to feels like its own small community. You'll hear gossip or see fights between villagers. You'll help them in quests to do with whatever they might need help with, and it will never feel cheap. It all feels like a rich experience, like you're actually contributing to their community in a good way or a bad way.
You're even stupid enough to be wearing what you stole!
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a game where you must take your time, have patience, and just let it all sink in. This is not an experience that should be rushed. It's a game that should be cherished and soaked in. This is the type of game that doesn't come along very often, where you feel like you're experiencing something generational, something that will be talked about for years to come. Future games, whether they be RPGs, open worlds, whatever it might be, will be compared to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It's a milestone game. This is the kind of game that could change how open world RPGs operate from now on. Much like when Witcher 3 came out, open worlds changed. That game opened up so many avenues for devs to how they craft an experience like this, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has done just that 10 years later. And I haven't even got to its main story yet. This story is wonderfully written, wonderfully acted, from the music to the cinematography and the overall experience of you traveling as Henry, making choices, experiencing big battles, experiencing politics and the horrors of medieval war. The entire storyline of KCD2 was one of the most cinematic experiences I've ever had in a video game. It tugged at my heartstrings emotionally. It made me yell out in cheer when I had victory. It made me laugh hysterically. The comedy of this game is very Monty Python-like.
You know who I am! No, we don't!
And that is the biggest compliment I can give to KCD2's writing. If you don't have the time to experience all the side content and open world, even though I implore you to go experience everything this game has to offer you, if you just do not have the time to experience everything, at least experience the story. It is a cinematic masterpiece, especially for those of us that played the first game that waited so long to see how the story would go. I am nowhere near disappointed. I am so happy with how everything turned out. The choices I made mattered. The big cinematic moments gave me a gratifying experience, and this game was just worth that long wait. Hans and Henry alone and their relationship, whether you want to delve deep into it or just experience it on a surface level, both Tom and Luke act their hearts out in this game. You can tell that they were passionate about this project from the get-go. And that oozes into the storyline of this game, oozes into their performances as Hans and Henry. And I felt their brotherhood throughout the entire game. Now, I've tried not to spoil anything story-wise up until this point. However, I want to use a particular scene as an example of what I'm talking about when it comes to how beautiful the story of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is. So if you don't want to get spoiled on some pretty late game stuff, skip to this timestamp. After the Italian court robbery and you get betrayed by Brabant and Ada gets stabbed, this here was one of the best scenes in the entire game. A man that didn't speak a lick of English, but I felt every emotion. Ada, up until this point, was a comedic crutch for the game. He had beautifully crafted moments of pure comedy. I mean, for God's sake, he did this during the robbery. Hilarious. But his death, one of the saddest moments in the game. One of the most beautiful moments in the game. The moment where the camera pans out and he's making his prayer to God and he says the words, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And that's what I mean when it comes to this game and its story. Beautifully written, beautifully crafted. Every shot, every performance, all the writing, everything in this game's story is something that you have to experience for yourself. So after all that praise, after how I've pointed out that it is a beautiful masterpiece, could it win Game of the Year? Yes, but it has tough contenders. You have Monster Hunter Wilds coming out at the end of the month, which I'm also very excited for and will do videos on. You have Split Fiction in March, which is going to be a phenomenal co-op experience, just like A Way Out and It Takes Two. You have Ghost of Yotai, which will probably be another knockout hit from Sucker Punch, because Ghost of Tsushima is also a top level game. And then you have the big obvious one, which apparently is still going to come out this year, GTA 6, which will just blow every record out of the water as soon as it comes out. The entire industry is hinging on when this game is going to come out. Release dates will be delayed. Any game released close to it will just not perform as well, because GTA 6 will be the biggest game of all time. Commercially, financially, and most likely from a gaming standpoint, mechanically and story-wise, it probably will be one of the biggest games to come out ever. But I'm one of the people that is still skeptical whether it's actually going to come out this year, but we'll see. So with that tough competition, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has its work cut out for it to win Game of the Year. But you can't deny it is one of the best games of the year already. And even if it doesn't win Game of the Year, for many it will be the Game of the Year for them. It might even be Game of the Year for me. I'll have to experience the other games that come out later this year, but Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is already one of my favorite games of all time, so it will definitely be up there. I love this game dearly, and I will continue to love it and play it and experience everything the game has to offer. And I couldn't recommend this game enough. I know it's not for everybody. I know some people can't get their head around the combat system, think it's a little janky for whatever reason. That's fine. This game isn't for everybody. But for those that it is for, strap yourselves in. This is one of the best games you will ever play. Truly, I cannot thank Warhorse enough. This was a pure passion project for them. From the Kickstarter back in the day that I backed, to performing so well right now with review scores and how many copies it sold, I couldn't be happier for Warhorse and everyone else that is involved in making this game a huge success. So does it have a chance to be Game of the Year? Well, I've given you my answer. I want to hear yours. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the game. Do you think it could be Game of the Year? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 content. I absolutely adore this game if you cannot tell, so I'll be continuing to make content on it, especially when those future expansions come out. I cannot wait for more content for this game. Become a member today if you want to support me in another way. We get early access videos and live streams, and thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!